Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Pressed tightly together. With lips compressed. Flattened laterally along the whole length, e.g., certain leaf stalks or flatfishes. Reduced in volume by pressure. Compressed air. Very drunk. Of textiles. Smooth percale with a very tight weave. Used of persons or behavior, characterized by or indicative of lack of generosity. Demanding strict attention to rules and procedures. Tight security. In an attentive manner. Pressed tightly together. Firmly or closely. Held tight. Pulled or drawn tight. A tight drumhead. Exasperatingly difficult to handle or circumvent. A good man to have on your side in a tight situation. Of a contest or contestants, evenly matched. A tight game. Affected by scarcity and expensive to borrow. Tight money. Closely constrained or constricted or constricting. Tight skirts. Of such close construction as to be impermeable. A tight roof. Packed closely together. They stood in a tight little group. Securely or solidly fixed in place, rigid. The bolts are tight. Set so close together as to be invulnerable to penetration. In tight formation. A deflated pneumatic tire. Freight car without permanent sides or roof. A suite of rooms usually on one floor of an apartment house. Lacking the expected range or depth, not designed to give an illusion or depth. A flat two-dimensional painting. In a forthright manner, candidly or frankly. Came out flat for less work and more pay. Not modified or restricted by reservations. A flat refusal. Not reflecting light, not glossy. Flat wall paint. Lacking stimulating characteristics, uninteresting. A flat joke. Lacking taste or flavor or tang. Having a surface without slope, tilt in which no part is higher or lower than another. A flat desk. Sounded or spoken in a tone unvarying in pitch. Stretched out and lying at full length along the ground. Found himself lying flat on the floor. Flattened laterally along the whole length, e.g., certain leaf stalks or flatfishes. A level tract of land. The salt flats of Utah. A musical notation indicating 1/2 step lower than the note named. A shallow box in which seedlings are started. Commercially inactive. Flat sales for the month. Having a relatively broad surface in relation to depth or thickness. Flat computer monitors. Having lost effervescence. Flat beer. Horizontally level. A flat roof. Lacking contrast or shading between tones. Of a musical note, lowered in pitch by one chromatic semitone. B flat. Scenery consisting of a wooden frame covered with painted canvas, part of a stage setting. blocked against entry. A closed porch. Used especially of mouth or eyes. He sat quietly with closed eyes. Not open. Not having an open mind. A closed mind unreceptive to new ideas. Not open or affording passage or access. The many closed streets made travel difficult. Not open to the general public. A closed meeting. Requiring union membership. A closed shop. Set theory, of an interval that contains both its endpoints. With shutters closed. Move so that an opening or passage is obstructed. Make shut. Shut the window. Prevent from entering. Shut out. The trees were shutting out all sunlight. Used especially of mouth or eyes. His eyes were shut against the sunlight. Not open. The door slammed shut. Become closed. Lacking excess flesh. You can't be too rich or too thin. Not dense. A thin beard. Take off weight. Lacking substance or significance. A thin plot. Without viscosity. The blood was flowing thin. Lessen the strength or flavor of a solution or mixture. Very narrow. A thin line across the page. Lacking spirit or sincere effort. A thin smile. Lose thickness. Become thin or thinner. Make thin or thinner. Of relatively small extent from one surface to the opposite or in cross-section. Thin wire. Of sound, lacking resonance or volume. A thin feeble cry. Relatively thin in consistency or low in density, not viscous. Air is thin at high altitudes. Capable of being easily compressed. Capable of being compressed or made more compact. Compressible packing materials. The science that studies living organisms. The science that studies living organisms. All the plant and animal life of a particular region. Characteristic life processes and phenomena of living organisms. The biology of viruses.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.